Hey everybody, welcome back to our neck of the woods. So as you've already guessed from the title, today is the day that I sell the Porsche. Now, some of you might have noticed in the last two videos that the Porsche was absent, and that's because it was at a shop getting a pre-purchase inspection done by the buyer, and it passed inspection, and today we're actually selling it. He's flying in from California right now. He's got money in hand. I've got the title. We're gonna meet at the airport, exchange money, title, keys, and then I'm taking it today over to my friend Jesse for a detail, and I think he's gonna do the headlights also and remove some oxidation. And then while it's there, because it's at like an industrial complex, it's gonna get put on a transport truck, enclosed trailer, and taken all the way to California. Now, it was never the intention to sell the Porsche, but basically what I'm doing here is we're obviously building the house ourselves, and we're pretty much paying for it cash. So the amount of money that I have in the Porsche, which actually totals almost like $8,000, and that includes like brake pads, rotors, stainless steel lines and fluid, and all the fluids have been changed out. The GT4 wing, the side scoops, cold air intake, tinted windows. I mean, the list goes on and on that I've got in this car over the last year. And basically, I'm kind of looking at it as a way that this car was my savings account, and now I'm dipping into my savings account because now it's time to purchase the roof and pretty much get the house all buttoned up, as we're getting ready here to pour concrete in 2 days, and that cash is basically going to be used. Now, normally that doesn't happen on a car. You can't just put performance parts into a car and then expect to get it back out. Usually you have to strip it all back down to stock, sell the parts, sell the car. But these cars hold their value like no other. The Caymans, when they first came out, there was a Generation 1, and then there was a Generation 2, and there's also two models, a base and an S. This happens to be a Generation 2 S model, so more horsepower, better brakes, stuff like that. And the Generation 2s are just not as abundant as the Generation 1s, and the S's are even more rare than that. In fact, if you look online, you won't even see a Generation 2 S really for sale. You may find one or two in the entire country. In later years, I believe in 2012, they even came out with an R model, and if I'm not mistaken, the R model only had 650 total shipped into the United States. I've seen one or two of those for sale, and 2012s are still bringing almost $60,000. So I am going to take the wheels off, and I do have some suspension that I never installed, both shocks and springs. So I'll sell the wheels and tires, and I'll sell the suspension. So if anyone is interested, they are niche wheels, 19 inches, I believe 8.5 in the front, 9.5 in the rear. The offset in the front is like basically putting a 16mm spacer on. The rear was only like putting on like a 5mm spacer or something, but I do have a 15mm spacer on there right now. So that is why if you kind of look down the sight line there, the wheels are like 100% flush. So it's a perfect fitment. Unfortunately, you do have to run a rear spacer, but I even upgraded the tire sizes. I think they're 255, 285 tire width in millimeter, as opposed to, I think factory was 235, 265. So they both went up 20mm for a little bit more grip, but he doesn't want them, so they'll be for sale. The suspension will be for sale. Those are H&R springs, sport springs from Germany, and the Bilstein B8 shocks. And the Bilstein B8s are actually made to ride for a lowered car. Bilstein does make a factory replacement, but when you put a lowering spring on, you don't want to be driving around on that because you're basically making the shock ride at a lower compression setting than where it should be, or ride height than it should be, and you can blow them out quicker, just like you can blow out factory ones if you just put springs on. So those are available. I hear they ride amazing. I just never got around to putting them on, so they will be for sale. So again, the reason why I'm selling is just because the car holds so much value. In fact, in the 1 year ownership that I've had this car, the retail value hasn't changed $1. Usually every 4 months, Kelley Blue Book and NADA come out with a new basically blue book value for cars, and every 4 months cars drop in price. When they're new, you can see $500 to $1,000+ every 4 months. Yes, the car's a little older, but you can sell these cars at retail all day long, especially when it's a model that is just not readily available, like a Generation 2 and an S model. So he's getting an amazing car. I do absolutely love it, especially that I just installed that wing, just had it painted, just installed the GT4 side scoops, and besides the suspension, I have it exactly the way that I want, minus I wanted to do some race headers on it, but unfortunately, we just want to free up some free money. And it's not the monthly payment that's bothering us, it's the fact that I put money into it, it's holding its value and then some. It's a popular car, and now basically again I'm like just dipping into my savings account. And again, I've got a few parts that I can sell that will bring in, a few thousand also cash wise to put back in my pocket. So that'll pay for our roof. Now we will be getting something else. Stay tuned. We haven't decided yet. It may be another Porsche. Mercedes is even in the mix. I've looked at possibly Aston Martin, and in fact even a Dodge. Now the Dodge one might surprise you a little bit, but stay tuned. It's not exactly what you think. So we're gonna get on our way to the airport right now. We're gonna go ahead and do the exchange, then get it over to detailing, and then when I say goodbye to it at Jesse's, that'll probably be the last time I see it, because the transport truck will go over there and pick her up, and we'll take her to California. So we may have to say our goodbyes there, but stay tuned with us. We're definitely going to show you what we're going to get next. It may be a while because it is kind of coming up on the middle of October here, so there's no point in buying a car right now when, in fact, I did buy this last August. So I did buy it and it sat in the winter, so didn't drive it or anything. It just stayed out kind of here, so it did get snowed on and stuff, but luckily Jesse last year, when he did the last clay bar wash, wax and everything, the paint still looks great, minus a few normal rock chips for a 2010 model with older car, older mileage. But everything still looks flawless on it. Everything works flawless. It's just like I said, I think it's time for a change and possibly an upgrade. Maybe our first supercar? I don't know. So stay tuned, and we'll be back. So we're outside the airport right now, just waiting. He just landed, so we're waiting on my buyer to text me and we can pick him up at baggage claim. I'm not sure if he wants to be on camera, so you might not get any footage of anything really, but like I said, after that we're going to be on our way to my friend Jesse's place called Liquid Auto Vision. Get this thing fully detailed, and then I will have to actually go back to Jesse's because I still have my wheels on here. So when the transport company shows up, I'll bring my truck, we'll swap the wheels out real quick, load it onto the transport, and then it'll be out of here. So we'll find out when that will be, but just waiting to pick him up, and then this car can finally go to a new home, which I'm sad about, but we'll see what's in store next. All right, guys, so we're back. Gavin just got back on an airplane, headed back to California. He actually didn't mind to be on camera, but we forgot to videotape because we were too busy talking and exchanging, you know, the money and signing the title and all that stuff. So unfortunately, I didn't get anything. But we are on our way right now to Liquid Auto Vision in Plain City, Ohio, to see my buddy Jesse. Get this thing detailed, and I'm going to talk to him about what Gavin may want done. Gavin was just thinking of a normal, you know, wash and clean the inside, outside, etc. But I would like to get the headlights, get that oxidation off there, and then I'll talk to Jesse to see what he wants to do about maybe clay barring and doing a little bit more, maybe some paint correction, maybe clay bar, just something like that. So we'll see what Jesse's prices are right now today, and then I'll text that to Gavin and see what he's willing to do. But transaction, everything went good. Gavin, nice meeting you. It was a real nice, simple, easy transaction. Hope you enjoy the car, and right now I'm taking it for you to get it looked all spit shined and cleaned up, so when it arrives to California in a couple weeks, it'll look pristine and perfect for you, and then you can enjoy it and do whatever you're gonna do with it. So I hope you enjoy, man. Congrats. Hey guys, welcome back. So we just dropped the car off at Jesse at Liquid Auto Vision. Gavin only wants to do just a regular wash, wax, clay bar, stuff like that. It is going actually on an open transporter and not closed. So unfortunately, he doesn't want to pay the money for like ceramic coating and stuff like that, only to have it possibly get messed up. But ceramic would protect it, but I'll let him deal with that when he gets back to California and figure out how he's going to do it there. But again, Gavin, congratulations on your new car. I know you're going to get a good one. You're getting awesome deal, awesome car. You're really going to enjoy it. But for right now, Aaron just picked me up. We did stop out to get some lunch. If you guys are from Ohio, and Gavin was actually asking me when I'm in Ohio, is there any place that I should stop to eat? And that would 100% be Swenson's. Now, I'm originally from the Akron area, which Swenson's started out. They've actually moved down to the Columbus kind of metropolitan area. So we get a little bit of taste of home now. But if you're in Ohio, that is where you should stop and eat at. It beats In-N-Out Burger. Sorry for you California people. I haven't personally been to Jack in the Box, so I don't know if it can rival and beat that, but I will put Swenson's up against anybody else's place, burger, stuff like that. Now, as for our next car, I haven't decided yet, but we did stop at a few dealerships today, just kind of looking around. It's Sunday, so nothing's open. And actually, one car that caught Aaron's eye. Aaron has no idea how much it costs, but it is a looker. It's an eye catcher. It is a Porsche. She doesn't know what it is, but I'm sure you guys will. It was a Porsche GT2 RS. That is not in the wheelhouse at all, not even close. It's going to be more expensive than our house build, probably by double. But it definitely caught her eye, and it's what she would pick, I guess, if she had the choice. But
I guess I don't get a say in this.
No, not happening. Right next to it was a GT3, and the GT3 was about half the price for 2000, I think 19 or 18 maybe. But that's also not in the wheelhouse. Sorry, not happening. But again, we haven't picked. Stick around. We're going to decide what our next car is going to be. Maybe Mercedes. I don't know what model, but we'll see. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. Sad to see it go, but on to bigger, better things, hopefully. And please like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.